Hey everybody, we lost power in our house and we got it back about 15 minutes ago. Hi Chess TV. Let me go to Discord and tell them we're back. These lights keep going off, unrelated to our power issue. I'm doing well. I like your spelling of St. Louis. Well, I haven't been St. Louis in many years, but I remember it. Okay, let's go look at the games. The first game is from Sit Bear. He says, I knew I was toast at the moment I tried to pronounce my opponent's name and failed. Then I saw it was a little kid, which was even worse. Okay, so Sit Bear's white and Takvor Samuelyan is black. Game 90 and 40 moves with sudden death 30-minute with 30-second increment. I need jet lag from Saudi. That was a week ago. But yes. Okay, so Sit Bear's white. So far, pretty passive play from both players. Knight h4 is an odd move. Yeah, after e5, it wants to put the knight back on f3. White played f4, which the engine says loses. Here, black should take on f4, threatening g5. Taking on d4 is not as good. Still better for black. Yeah, knight d5 isn't good. Knight takes e4 is good to attack the knight here. Yeah, that's a good move. Probably black overlooked that. Now white's better again. And that's a blunder. It says white's better after e5. Looks super complicated to me. Now in this position, c4 is a good pawn sacrifice. Or b5. Black played queen b6. That's not very good. King h1, obviously. Queen b6, then queen c7. Still, the engine says it's equal. Bishop d2, not good. And finally, c4. Wow, in this position, it says white should play e5. Although black is still better. b5 is a good move. Notice you can't take the bishop because your queen's hanging. The engine doesn't like f5. Gives away e5 square. Yeah, that just wins a pawn. I guess knight c5 is really strong. I'd definitely take with h pawn, but that probably doesn't matter much. Is there a way to stop knight f2 check? I don't know. Double question mark. So the way to win is not obvious at all. After knight f2 check takes, black has one winning move. Can anybody in the chat find it? Black to move and win. Very difficult. Cute Kitty Cat 2 is correct. Bishop f5, so the rook defends the other rook. Then it says takes, takes, rook g1, takes, and black's winning. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anybody to see knight f2 then bishop f5. Not in the games that we look at. Okay, after knight f6, now white's winning. Now white has a brilliant sacrifice on g6, attacking the black king. But he played queen e4 instead, which loses. Knight takes g6 is a great sacrifice. And now white has a winning attack, threatening queen takes knight and bishop e4 and bishop h5 and bishop h6 and bishop c3. Rooks here. Now black's winning again. The queen's trapped. I guess white resigned because his queen's trapped. I was gonna say resigns is a bit early, but I guess it's pretty lost. Zumeri, 400 bits. Thank you. That was an up and down game to be sure. But yeah, there's a lot to learn in that game. I was black this game. Final round. What did I say? Gamed instead of game? I was black in this game. Final round of the grueling U.S. Open. I was 2.5 out of 8 going into the round, and I really, really wanted to win. I missed a cool tactic that might be fun for the stream. Game 100 plus 30, sudden death 30. What? Not sure what that means, but sounds good. I mean, he really, really wanted to win, so that's too bad. Okay, flip the board. Our hero's black. He's 1,300, and his opponent is 1,600. That's the kind of chess that we get on my stream. B4, A5. A5 is not a bad move. People who play B4 should know what to do against A5. A5 is not an unusual move. Yeah, but it says game in 100. So it should say 40 and 100. If you're getting 30 minutes at move 40. Yeah, I went overboard yesterday. I said, I hope he dies a horrible death, the guy who cheated. I actually hope that nobody ever dies because I'm a vegan. So I hope you live a long and prosperous life of cheating. That's what I meant to say. I misspoke. I got my words all twisted. Due to my bipolar nature, I get really angry sometimes. But my medication's supposed to stop that. So that was me not being angry. See? There you go. What are your predictions for the next 2 presidents for election in 2028? I mean, what did Trump write that? Just a nonsensical sentence. You should get somebody to say the sentence to you who speaks English well and then put it there. You mean the next 2 candidates? The ones who run for Republicans and Democrats? The next 2 presidents for election? What? I think I know what you mean, but you wrote it wrong twice. Oh, your cat typed that. That's pretty good if your cat typed it. That's excellent. Trying to learn. I guess Kamala Harris for Democrats and J.D. Vance for Republicans. Vice presidents like to run for president. Those people were vice presidents. I don't know what people don't like about Kamala Harris. A lot of people don't like her. She seems nice. Also, it's good if Kamala Harris is president because then that comedian gets more work and we like her. What's her name? Who's the comedian who plays Kamala Harris? She just seemed like a normal person, Kamala Harris. Who's the comedian who plays Kamala Harris? That comedian needs more work. Yeah, Maya Rudolph. Yeah. You don't think Trump is going to try for a third one? No. Yeah, Jimmy Carter was good. I don't think she's better than Carter, but Carter was good. Okay, back to the game. Somebody asked me who I thought was going to run, and I told them the right answer. Then you guys are like, well, why would that person run? And I don't like that person. That wasn't the question. The question wasn't who you liked, it's who's going to run. Vice presidents like to run for president. When I said Kamala Harris and J.D. Vance in the chat, it should have said J.D. Vance, he's the worst. That's what it should have said. Not Kamala Harris, she's the worst. You guys don't know what the worst is. That's why you guys play such bad chess. You guys play the worst moves and think your opponent's moves are the worst. Truth hurts. Man, this is the first time I've ever done Sub Sunday, and the first two games submitted were by people who lost. Okay, B6 is okay. Yeah, this is all equal. I wouldn't play D5, I'd play E6 first, but all right. Yeah, I wouldn't play E3, I would take. Okay, we sort of transpose back into what should have happened. G5. That's because he really, really, really wanted to win. So this is actually funny. I was talking to James Canty at the airport in Amsterdam. And he's making a chessable course where basically white plays G4 very early. And I told him about these games that I had where I played Rook G1. And then I played G4, G5, H4. And I won one game and I drew the other game. So that was good. G5. The engine doesn't like G5. It's shocking. Playing G5 is like when you're playing poker, raising with 7-2 off. It might work, but it's not good. Oh, you promised to ban everyone? I'm voting for trying to learn. Yeah, like, Kamala is like, based on when she speaks, there's like nothing to dislike, but everybody dislikes her. The same thing with Hillary Clinton. Everybody hated Clinton. I don't know why. I guess they just hate women. A lot of people have bad experiences with women, so they hate women. Truth hurts. But yeah, I mean, saying things like Kamala Harris is terrible and Hillary Clinton is terrible and not completing your sentence with, well, on the other hand, there's Trump and Vance. I mean, Trump and Vance are the two worst people ever. What? Okay. I could see you not liking Hillary or Kamala, but how do you not hate Trump? How's it possible? Guy's a pedophile and a rapist, and you're like, yeah, but Hillary, I don't like her. Yeah, you guys are just dumb. Okay, back to the game. Knight takes g5. So the engine says that's a mistake. White should ignore that pawn. Now after rook g8, the engine likes black. So g5, 7 deuce off, wins again. Got him on the river. Knight g4 is a good move. The black has a nice attack here. Wow, the best move is knight takes h2. So here's the engine line. Okay, now I want people in the chat to guess what the engine move is for white here. Rook e1 hangs very simple mate in 2. Bishop g2 hangs very simple mate in 1. This is why you guys don't like Kamala and Clinton and you vote for Trump and Vance. You walk into mate in 1 and mate in 2 and go, that's the best we can do. Queen takes d7. That's the best move. That's the only move that doesn't get mated. Then rook d1 check and the king escapes. But black's winning. Black's plus 10. So in this position, the engine says white should play knight b d2. So knight takes h2 is actually winning. If you take with the knight, then bishop takes g3. And this is also winning for black. This is the engine line. And it says black's winning, although black's down a piece. So if I was playing a slow game, I wouldn't be super confident I was winning. But engine says black's completely winning. Mr. Calculus subscribed. Hooray. Okay, black played h5. Engine says h5 is okay, and black is still doing really well. Now knight takes h2 is plus 6. Queen h4. Queen h4, it says black is plus 1.3. So queen h4 isn't bad. The idea is if you take, it's like voting for Trump. It's immediate loss. So bishop takes is forced. Rook takes is good. Knight c6 is good. Queen g5 gives away the advantage. The engine wants to play queen h3 and then h4 and so forth. Put pressure on g3. Now it says it's equal. It doesn't like knight d2, knight f3, so now black's better. Doesn't like queen f5, wants to play queen g6. Rook takes h4 double question mark. Rook takes h4 is the best move. It's the only good move. Rook takes h4 is excellent. Now, queen h3 is a mistake. The right move is impossible to find. The right move is knight b8. Attacking the knight on c6. Which can't be protected anymore. That opens up my bishop. So like if knight takes knight, then this will just be checkmate soon. You had to find knight b8, which is hard to find. Bishop takes f4 is also a mistake. And now black's lost. Black's down too much material. But e5 just hangs a piece, but okay, I mean, losing anyway. Although, you're not playing a grandmaster, so play bishop c5 and try to push your pawns. I guess rook d7 check and takes just wins easily. I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, knight b8 was the last chance. The engine actually prefers black here after knight b8. That's close. Because, those white squared bishop gets open. That's going to be tough for white. It says f3 is the best move. Never play f3, even when it's the best move. Queen e2 is tied for first. Yeah, if you'd found knight b8, who knows what would have happened. But yeah, in this position, knight takes h2 is completely winning. +7 for black. The idea is if you take, it's just check and mate. So the knight's poisoned. Black's threatening queen h4 anyway. And knight takes f1 and h4 and bishop takes g3. Black has a lot of threats. Then queen h3 would have been better than queen g5. And queen g6 would have been better because then after knight takes, you can just take the knight. Knight takes is impossible. You just take it. And then you have to fight knight b8, which is really hard to find. Yeah, now the rest of the game you're lost, and then bishop f4 is bad. And then you blundered a piece. Well, that was an interesting game. 2,000 Elo can't find anything. 2,000 Elo still votes for Trump. Chess with Ovi, speaking of voting for Trump. Go chess with Ovi. Once upon a time you were falling in love, then your position fell apart. Nothing you can do. That's right. Trump's supposed to meet Putin, and maybe the next presidential candidate for the Russians, for the Republicans, same thing, is going to be Putin. He wasn't born in the U.S. and doesn't live in the U.S., and he's a foreign adversary. But that sounds like somebody the Republicans like. He's going to trade Alaska for Greenland or red, white, and blue land. Alaska gave us Sarah Palin. She can see Putin from her driveway or backyard or something. Okay, the next game is a 3-minute game that Black submitted. Sorry, I'm having trouble swallowing and breathing. Otherwise, I'm good. Both players are 1900. So far, good game. Engine doesn't like queen b6 so much. But it's a 3-minute game, so sure, it's fine. Yeah, bishop takes is bad. You take with a pawn because knight d5 is going to take your bishop anyway, so you might as well have the two bishops. So bishop takes is a mistake. Now white's much better. f4 is terrible because it weakens the e-pawn. Should play bishop b5, then rook e1 defends the e-pawn. Rook e8's better than queen e7. Now it says it's equal. Didn't make a lot of sense, but all right. Yeah, white has a nice position here. That just hangs the a pawn. White has to play rook a1 here. Now you just take the a pawn. It's a 3-minute game. Yay, $2 from JC. Is better a6, no a5? A6 is probably better than a5. I'd probably play a6. It's close though. That's not the main culprit this game. So far the worst move is rook c1 hanging the a pawn. The knight c7 is a bad move. The knight e7 wins a piece. Yeah, so white made the worst moves. Rook c1 was bad. Knight c7 loses a piece. Actually, white can save a piece now by playing queen a2, threatening the bishop. The knight has d5. Yeah, now we threaten the queen and the knight, so white resigned. Or lost on time. Whichever he did. Probably resigned. Thanks for the $2. I can use that. We saw Superman today, me and Archer. We both thought it was meh. It seemed like everybody phoned it in that movie, especially the writers. Bonarici. I was out of theory on move 5, c4. I knew the name Marazzi bind, but I didn't know any of the moves. So when my opponent sacked a piece on move 8, I was sure I was doomed. Doomed. And I had fallen into an opening trap. It woke me up, that's for sure. 1993 World Open. Bonarici's white. Whoa. Knight takes e4, exclam, former muscle. No, that move's no good. Funky Monk subscribed. Thanks, Funky Monk 50. Yeah, this just says white's up a piece. Black has no compensation. I mean, white's up a piece. Black's got one piece out. Good technique from Bonarici. Yeah, Black's peace sacrifice was crazy. So in the World Open, possibly the same year as your World Open game, it might have been 93. I had the following happen to me in round one. Wait a minute. No, he didn't. He played e6. I'm sorry. And he played knight e4 like your opponent. And then he resigned like 6 moves later. I forgot what he did. I think he played here. Or I played knight f3. Then he castled. Yeah, he resigned like here or something. This might have been the game. That might have been the same year, too, as your game. So people had knight takes e4 itis that year. Yeah, no, I played knight f3. Yeah, that's better. He was like 22-30. So I guess it was way down. Yes, that was my game with Robert Seltzer. That's correct. Okay, next game. Hi, Ben. Here's a game 30 delay 5 quads game I played at the Mechanics Institute yesterday. I was very proud of me trapping the opponent's knight in the middle of the board, but I failed to convert the advantage. Sorry, the notation's not complete. We stopped notating once we were under 5 minutes. Oops. So our hero's black. Both players are 1600. And it says white is a 10-year-old. H6, I think Nigel's played that. So far, so good. These moves are all good. Knight g4 is good now. Rook c8's okay. Ooh, f3. Ooh. I don't mean ooh, f3 like never play f3. I mean like ooh, f3. Yeah, f3 is a terrible move. God. Oh my God. What a horrible move. Like never play f3, but in this position, f3 is like worse than usual. Ugh. God, I just ate. That Taco Bell's not sitting well now. Yeah. Yay, e5 winning a piece. Yeah, this reminds me of my game with Yumal. Which also I think was in 1993. This is my famous knight d3 game. And this structure for white looks like your game because black's threatening e5, winning a piece, but my opponent saw it and played g3 and then got his knight out. I won anyway, but the structure's the same. We have the knight that can't move. Yeah, you should have won more material than that. Yeah, here you should take on g4, and then if he takes the queen, you can take back with the bishop. So queen takes queen was your first mistake. And now you're still winning, but you're not up a piece. And here, that's just a blunder. You should just take the pawn on d5, and you're up 2 pawns or 3 pawns. Knight c8. Ooh, that's a really bad move. Now you're just lost. Although knight there wasn't good. Rook c1 is the right move. Now, the game continued, but they were in time trouble, so there's no game score. The game ended in a draw, which is fair. White's much better here, but either side could win. The game ended in a draw later, but we don't have the score. Hi, Ben. This was one of my better wins on chess.com from Mike. It's a 5-minute game. Both players are 1900. Queen f3? Suspicious. It's a 5-minute game, so, you know. G4 is also suspicious. Yeah, there black should play h5. Now black's doing great. Now white's doing great. Yay, submission Zook. Take on f7 check. That's good for a 5-minute game. The game ended. After king here, white has mate in 2. Who can go in the chat and write in the first move for white in the mate in 2? That's correct. Then you can play the mate you see or the other mate that you don't see. Either one's good. And that's all the games submitted. See, that was easy. All math questions are forwarded to Holden. Yeah, sorry, our place ran out of power for about 2 hours. We didn't have any electricity. That's why the stream started late. I'm gonna get up for a second and throw this stuff out and go for a walk. That's a good dog. Why can't we? Okay, I'll play people now who want to play unrated. Like sub Saturday, but on Sunday. Just please don't cheat. It makes me angry. Rawr. But yeah, I apologized to that guy yesterday. I know he's a cheater, but he deserves a full life like everybody else. It's funny, the game that the female Jen umpired today in Major Leagues, the first ball that was thrown was a ball, but she called it a strike. So that's good. Good start. But it was the Braves pitching, so it was a good hometown call. Yeah, she'll fit right in. Yeah, the umpires call a lot of ball strikes. Right, you can challenge me 3 minute unrated or 5 minute unrated if you're in the just anybody. I don't care. Doesn't have to be a sub. No, grievance against a cheater is valid, but not hoping they have a horrible death. That's slightly overboard. Like Trump having a horrible death, yeah, that would be fine. But not somebody who cheated. No, I'm just kidding. Trump's great. Go Trump. I'll vote for him again if I have to, or something. It's happened to me yesterday. I want a piece the same way. Against uh, against Sicilian Swifty. Although I call him Sicilian Swifty. Get Swifty in here. About two exchanges and a queen for a rook. But not really. But it sounded good. Still theory. Six bishops, what else? I learned that from Emery Tate. Made somebody then get up and walk away. I hit the eight ball and I made one shot. Nobody's challenging me. That's why I'm just sitting here. You guys can donate too if you want. Oh, good move. Yeah. Boy, that was an excellent move. Didn't expect that one. It's exclam analysis. You can submit one for next week. Yay, Minkle Moment gave 300 bits. Go Minkle Moment. Guess I should have taken that. Papega from New Jersey gave 100 bits, and the hype train started. Go hype train. Yeah, I need some soup. Nobody knows what a hype train is, but we need it. DT Greg subscribed. Thanks for the sub. Murky Grace gave 1,000 bits, getting the hype train to level 2. Thanks for the donation. Yay. French Polynesia. The last 400 I played was using an engine. Let's see if you do the same. Big Daddy gave 1 bit. That helps the train. He's not really a 400. He's more like a 300. Oh, snap. Zumeri, 200 bits. Happy birthday, subscribe with Prime. Thanks for the sub. You put us to the new sub level. Level 3 of the hype train. All right, that's enough streaming. Or maybe I'll keep streaming a little. Let me go for a little walk. All right, that's enough. Thanks for supporting the stream, everybody. We're going to raid John Curtis chess. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Karen's leaving Tuesday, and she's going to Cherokee to play poker for 5 days. So Karen's going to be gone from Tuesday to Sunday. Bye, everyone.